Before I came to Harvard, a lot of people were kind of coming up to me and saying, you know, you're going to be in a really competitive and cutthroat environment. Honestly, that is such a lie. The stereotype that Harvard kids are always competing with each other is completely false. Before I came to Harvard, I had never been away from home for more than 5 days. So I was definitely terrified about, spending a full semester away from home. Taking a flight by myself for the first time ever was also like, ah! But I was also really excited. This was the second time that I had ever been on the East Coast. And, I was just super psyched to see what kind of classes I would take, the friends I would make, and the experiences that I would get to have.
The summer before I went to college, I remember thinking so much about how everything just felt so bittersweet. I'm all the way from the West Coast, so I knew it was going to be a long way from home. I'd never been further east than Oklahoma before I moved in, so it felt like I just had no idea what I was stepping into.
I was curious as to what living at Harvard would look like, and whether I would get along with my roommates or not, what the level of difficulty for the classes would be. I knew Harvard was going to be hard, but I wasn't sure about how hard that would be. I think I just had a lot of questions about what the next few years would look like.
It is hot in Boston in August, and fans were selling out like crazy because a lot of our dormitories don't have air conditioning because the buildings are so old. And so I wish I knew to bring a fan. So that's a tip for anyone who's coming here.
You have more time than you think you do. I think when I first came to Harvard, I was really stressed about my classes. I wanted to do well in them. I made them my first priority. Life is so much more than just your classes. So regardless of whether you're drowning over an assignment or something, you still have 20 minutes to sit in the dining hall with your friends and have a meal. You still have time to do things that are just for fun and just for your pleasure.
Before coming to Harvard, I wish I'd realized that just like I'm a person who's nervous, excited, curious about what Harvard would be like, majority of the people that I would meet, especially the people in my class, are feeling the same way.
Coming into college, I really didn't know what diversity meant in the sense of what would it mean for me as a student in college. People at Harvard come from all walks of life, and that was something that I didn't realize until I talked to my friends in my classes, in my dorms, through my extracurriculars. I've gotten to learn a lot from my friends that I haven't been able to do before. I have learned a lot from my social kind of circle more than I actually have in my classes in some cases.
Before I came to Harvard, a lot of people were kind of coming up to me and saying, you're going to be in a really competitive and cutthroat environment. And honestly, that is such a lie. Harvard students aren't competing with each other, they're competing with themselves to become the best version of themselves. And that actually inspires them to be more collaborative, because in order to improve, you inherently need to rely on the help of others.
You've made it to Harvard, right? So you're here, and it's not so much now about proving that you're worthy of being here. You don't have to take on the hardest classes, or you don't have to take on a lot of extracurriculars if that's not what you want to do, really. Now you have the freedom to take whatever classes seem to interest you and join any clubs that you think you'll be liking. Take a deep breath, consider what you want to do, who it is that you want to be after graduating college, and start there.
Try new things and be open to meeting new people. So Harvard has a lot of resources available to students, not only for extracurriculars, but also just in the sense that you'll meet a lot of people you might have never thought about meeting before. And everybody's interested in different things. They have different skills, they come from different places, and being able to talk to people and being open to meeting new people will really gain you kind of this new perspective.
Take some time for yourself and to find out what's important to you. Don't do things just because they're what people around you are doing. You can join a multitude of communities at Harvard, and they can become just such a huge part of your life. And it might come from a source that you didn't expect. I met some girls on the rowing team, and they just thought I looked a little bit athletic. They were like, I think you should try. But I joined the rowing team very spontaneously. I had barely even heard of rowing, didn't know the first thing about it. But now rowing is a huge part of my life, and I absolutely adore being on the team, and the girls are now my best friends.
I missed out on a lot of the great experiences because Harvard has a lot of social events and activities that really build community. And I feel like kind of having not gone out to as many of them, I would definitely go back now and maybe attend a few more, meet new people, and make the most of my freshman year.
Go to office hours. I think that everyone will tell you that, but it really does make a difference. It really, really helps in your college classes to have rapport with your professors, because it makes it easier and it makes it much more pleasant, I think, when you really feel comfortable with the professor. Also in just finding out what even is around you, because professors know so much of the life here at Harvard because they've been here for a lot longer than we have.
I think I'm a very much an everything happens for a reason kind of person. So I wouldn't say that there's anything I wish I hadn't done. I almost wish there were things I had done. Nights spent kind of stressing over assignments when I could have gone to one thing or another. I can be tempted just to study, eat, sleep, do everything within my one dorm, but there are a million places on campus to explore and a million people to meet and a million things to do. So I think more so I would say, I wish I had gone to more shows. I wish I had gone to more museums.
Something that I would have done differently is that because I thought I was going to do a major that I wasn't really interested in, but that would be a good major for me to graduate in, I took a class that I didn't end up loving. And so I think, although it helped me learn more about myself, I already knew that it wasn't going to be my passion. I wish I had sat down with myself and told myself, like, this isn't something that you want to do. It's okay. Let's find something that you do.